Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. Um, I'm doing a lot of videos on unexplained phenomena because for years and years, people saw stuff in the sky they couldn't explain, and they were thought to be crazy. Well, now the Navy has announced UFOs are indeed real. So we now have to look at some of this other unexplained stuff with a different eye. This one here is freaky. um, there's a practice in some primitive people, and it's called head binding. And what it is they have a baby and they wrap the back of the head in cloth tightly. And what that does is they keep it wrapped. So what that does is when the baby grows, the back of the head grows out. So it's an elongated skull. Okay, that's the practice that anthropologists say causes this elongated skull phenomenon. If a primitive culture did that, you'd think, oh, it's just kind of weird and move on. No big deal. Now this is not a, and I'm not dissing primitive people. They have their cultural beliefs, and whatever they want to do is fine. I'm not arguing with that. Who are we to judge, right? The weird part comes when you realize that if this. Before I get to the weird part, they're saying that these elongated skulls may have been part of a religious practice, or they may have been trying to emulate something that they saw. Now comes the weird part. These skulls have been found all over the world. South America, Asia, Europe, Africa, they're all over. Okay? It's not one tribe of primitive people or a group in an area. If these people that practiced this taught other people, they had to travel the world in ancient times, before Christ, long before Christ. Some of these skulls date back thousands of years, many thousands of years. So, to say a primitive culture did it, that's cool, 2 or 3 in the same region, okay, they saw each other, yeah, it's pretty cool, we'll do that, all over the world. Now we're looking at a worldwide human phenomenon. And if it was happening all over the world, why didn't every human tribe do it? You see what I mean? Saying that we don't know is the first step towards enlightenment. Ignoring what we don't know is the first step towards ignorance. There is evidence to suggest that not all of these skulls that have been found are completely human. And this is with doctors' examinations. The construction of the skull isn't the same as a human skull, is what I'm saying. There's if I went into detail on that, you would be here all day, but my point is, human skulls are made of lobes, and they have fissures and like that. Some of these elongated skulls aren't constructed the same way that human skulls are. Okay? It boggles the mind. And they're all over the world. If indeed, I'm not saying they are, but if indeed that these skulls are not human, what are they? Are they aliens? Are they extra-dimensional? Did humans mate with aliens? And if you look in Egypt, there's evidence there on some of their murals that some of their pharaohs had elongated skulls. So it's literally a worldwide phenomenon. Eric von Daniken wrote a book called Chariots of the Gods, and in that he points out that there's a lot of primitive stories that don't fit into normal archaeology. This may be the evidence we're speaking of. There have been skulls that have been found that have been purported not to be human. There have been entire skeletons that have been found. There was a man, Dr. Stephen Greer, and I got to say this, I got to point this out. I don't put a lot of stock in him because he actually admits to taking drugs to speak with aliens. So you got to take what he says kind of with a grain of salt. But he is behind the Disclosure Project, and that to me sounds like a good thing. And he also claims to be one of the guys behind this, what they call the Atacama skeleton. And it's a little skeleton about yay big, and that's not a human skeleton. I don't care who you are, that's not a human skeleton. That's all I'm saying. It's not a baby that was aborted and, you know, left out or whatever. It's not human in any stage of development. You got to look at it. You got to see it. There have been some people, I have heard that that skeleton was purported, you know, was found to be a fake. I've also heard that the people who say it was purported to be fake are kind of dicey themselves. So, you know, so you don't know. There's so much information and disinformation out there that you just don't know. The way I see it, we know that these elongated skulls have been found all over the world. We know that. That's not in question. If indeed some of these skulls are not human, or are not completely human, there's your evidence right there. If they're not human, what are they? I don't know, do you? You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.